After reviewing some recent cards from Wells Fargo, they went from completely off my radar to front and center. And as I mentioned, I do have well-defined setups, both with American Express and with Chase, with membership rewards and ultimate rewards earning cards, but I don't really have any ecosystems outside of that. I do have the Venture X, but I don't have any cards from Wells. I don't have any personal cards from US Bank, and I'm still more so focused on transferable currency cards and ecosystems, which is why Wells Fargo really jumped up the list over Citi. Along with that is the earning multipliers that their cards have, specifically looking at the autograph journey and the Wells Attune card. Now, this Attune card is newer to the space. It's somewhat of a designated elevated catch-all card that earns 4% cash back in a number of categories, and I'm going to recap those here quickly. So now taking a look at the elevated categories where you earn 4% cash back or 4x travel rewards if we do add a card like the autograph journey. I really like the way that Wells lays this out. They have a lot of details with the categories. I feel like Citi and Chase, there's somewhat of a gray area. Earlier in the year with the Freedom Flex, I tried to use that 5X in that quarterly category for aquariums to buy our aquarium membership for our kids, and it didn't earn 5X. Lays this out in a little bit more detail and shows you actually some of the businesses and the vendors where you're going to earn these elevated categories. My gem does not code as a gem. I've mentioned this in other videos. Some of this, it is a shot in the dark, but I really like the way that Wells lays out some of the businesses. You can see LA Fitness, Massage Envy, two of the ones listed under self-care. With their sports, recreation, and entertainment, a broad category here, but you can expand and really see that, like within pet care, you're getting Chewy and BarkBox with Create and Collect, seeing Michaels and Etsy, two places where I feel like my wife spends a lot of time, takes the kids to Michaels all the time, and I feel like they always come home with a bunch of unnecessary holiday decorations. So these are elevated categories and streaming, music, movies, and books. A lot of different ways you can earn an elevated multiplier here. And then the last category, planet-friendly purchases. This is great. I think we're going to see more cards have a similar category or subcategories. Within the EV charging here, EVgo, Electrify America, ChargePoint, all networks that I visit when I'm on the road with my Rivian. If you do want to get 4% for Uber, I assume Lyft is the same. I use my Chase cards to get an elevated earning with Lyft, but it's nice that they have it here. And this is 4% cash back, right? But if we were to combine this with a card like the autograph journey, it makes it even more dynamic, makes those points more like 2, 3, 4 times the value, depending on what transfer partner we're utilizing. A couple of other things here, foreign transaction fee of 3%. Surprising considering this is a World Elite MasterCard, but it does have a foreign transaction fee. Make sure you're checking the terms and conditions with any of these cards. So not the card we would use abroad, but that's where we can use a card like the Wells Autograph Journey if we're going with the Wells ecosystem here. And Wells has my Wells Fargo deals, similar to Amex offers or Chase offers. Really curious if I can get some point stacking going on. I'm a big proponent of point stacking. A lot of times we see some ways to get elevated earning with EV charging and some of these other categories like entertainment. So curious to dig in on that a little bit more. Also, you do get secondary cell phone protection, but there's better cards to use for that. This is all about the elevated earning, those different 4% categories that makes this somewhat of a catch-all card. So now let's dig in on the application. This will be my first personal card that I'm applying for in over 12 months. So you can see here on the screen, I'm going to scroll to the bottom after I enter my personal information. So after I click submit, you can see that it's asking for additional information, really to confirm my identity. Going to send me a text with a code that I can enter in here.
A few moments later.
And that's it. Looks like I was approved here. $20,000 credit limit. I have the ability to add this to digital payment methods right away. I'm going to put this into my mobile wallet with Apple Pay and probably with PayPal as well here as soon as I get the welcome email from Wells Fargo. I don't know why these applications are always so exciting, like you don't know if you're going to get approved or not. For me, it's been a while. I think I'll be at 524 now with Chase. Not a big deal. Not something that really dictates my strategy and what I'm looking into in the future. So really looking forward to my first credit card with Wells Fargo. Glad that they are welcoming me back here. My plan is to build out this ecosystem. The autograph journey is one that I will probably add here in the near future, and we'll see about the active cash. Not really decided on that one yet. Let me know your thoughts down below if you have any comments or questions about the application process, about this card specifically. about why I'm choosing Wells, my thoughts on the transfer partners and such. I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend a few minutes with me. As always, spend wisely, redeem those points for incredible memories, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.